Prepare for the ultimate battle of wits as the fiercest young minds in Southern Colorado face off in a high-stakes trivia showdown. Who will rise to the challenge? Who will claim victory? Find out now on Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids.
And welcome to another season of Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. I'm your host, Scott Kilberry. We have dozens of teams made up of the brightest students all across Southern Colorado, all trying to make it to the championship matchup with a cash prize on the line. We're very excited about today's matchup between Custer County and Mesa Ridge. Let's get some introductions on the way here. Let's begin with Custer County. Who do we have here?
I'm Liz, Custer County senior.
Gianna, Custer County junior.
Paul Weiss, Custer County senior.
Cora, Custer County senior.
All right, it's a pleasure to meet you and good luck. How about Mesa Ridge?
My name is Rose. I'm a senior at Mesa Ridge.
My name's Tyla. I'm also a senior at Mesa Ridge.
I'm Stefania. I'm a senior at Mesa Ridge.
And I'm Matthew, and I'm a senior at Mesa Ridge.
All right, nice to meet you guys as well. Good luck as we get into the competition. Now, this is how it works as we get ready to begin the first round of the first game of season 3. It's a buzz-in round. In this opening round, there will be 3 minutes on the clock. The first team to buzz in after I begin reading will be given the opportunity to answer the question within 5 seconds. Now, if it is incorrect, then the other team has a chance to answer that same question. Teams will then be awarded 10 points for the correct answer until the final round, which is also a buzzer round where all the correct answers in that round will be worth 20 points. So we're putting the time on the clock right now. Teams understand how this works. So let's get ready, get those buzzers in hand as we start the buzz-in round. Beginning now. What quantity is the cross product of displacement and force? Names a type of wrench. Is the rotational analog of force and is denoted by tau. Paul.
Torque.
Torque is correct. And Custer County is on the board first. What creature who was captured and brought to Eurystheus as the last of Hercules' labors was a multi-headed dog that guarded the Greek? Fire away.
Cerberus.
Cerberus is correct. Next question. What author wrote about a judge named Lord Hate God who questions Mr. Envy at the trial of Faithful in an allegory titled The Pilgrim's Progress? We were looking for John Bunyan. Next question. What region, which lies on the western end of the Kerch Bridge, is home to the Russian naval base at Sevastopol and is occupied peninsula in Ukraine? We were looking for the Crimean Plaza or Crimea. All right, what poetic form described as heroic when rhyming and in the iambic pentameter is found at the end of the Shakespearean sonnets and has 2 lines? We were looking for couplets. What project overseen by General Leslie Groves culminated in the Trinity test in 1945 near Los Alamos, and saw the U.S. develop an atomic bomb? Paul.
Manhattan Project.
Manhattan Project is correct. What general who led U.S. troops at the Battle of Cerro Gordo in 1847 and later ran for president as a Whig was nicknamed Old Fuss and Feathers? We were looking for Winfield Scott. Next question. What man who, after planting a vineyard and getting drunk, is ridiculed by his son Ham, builds an ark to endure a massive flood in the book of Genesis?
Noah.
Rose.
Noah.
No is correct. Next question. The island of Surtsey was formed between 1963 and 1967 by the explosion of a volcano off of the coast of what island country? We were looking for Iceland. What group of mammals whose only extant member in North America is the Virginia opossum keep their young in pouches? Rose?
Marsupials.
Marsupials is correct. Next question. A novel by Hugh Lofting is named for what physician who learns to speak with animals and encounters a 2-headed beast called the Push-Me-Pull-You? The answer is Dr. John Doolittle. We heard the buzzer there. That means it's the conclusion of our opening round. Custer County with 20, Mesa Ridge with 30. But it also brings us to our Power Pass question of the day, brought to you by the Pikes Peak Library District.
Which famous telescope was designed here in Colorado by Ball Aerospace and allows us to explore the solar system more than ever before? This telescope is known for its extremely powerful optic system.
Cora.
Hubble.
Incorrect. How about Mesa Ridge? You want to give a try on a telescope?
It's the James Webb Space Telescope. This amazing telescope has opened our eyes to the new parts of the universe, revealing things we've never seen before. Pikes Peak Library District offers the Culture Pass to patrons with a library card to visit the Space Foundation Discovery Center at no cost.
All right, so that concludes our opening round. Mesa Ridge clinging to a 10-point lead at 30. Custer County with 20. We still have 3 more rounds to play. The volleyball round is actually coming up next. You're watching Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. Time now for the second round. This is the volleyball round. Volleyball round is a conferring round in which the teams have 4 minutes to answer the questions. We encourage the teams to work as a team, so the opportunity to answer the question through the captain. So that's why we're actually seeing them all huddled up right now. During the break, we did a coin flip to determine who would go first, and it was Mesa Ridge who actually won the coin flip. They have chosen to defer so they can go first in the following round, the lightning round. That means that Custer County is going to go first in this volleyball round. Once again, we won't ask each team to answer the question just one question at a time. They don't have to buzz in either, so that's why we go back and forth, hence volleyball round. Does that make sense to the teams? So we put the 4 minutes on the clock for this round, beginning with Custer County and beginning now. What French puppet government collaborated with Nazi Germany between 1940 and 1944? All right, got an answer? Well, time's up. We're going to go with Vichy was the answer. Let's go over to Mesa Ridge. We got 5 seconds on the clock. The furthest point reached by a glacier is marked by a terminal example of what piles of debris deposited by glaciers. Give it a stab.
Sediment.
Okay.
Sediment.
We were looking for moraines. Okay, back over here. What novel depicts a guerrilla raid carried out to support Robert Jordan, who tries to blow up a bridge during the Spanish Civil War? What novel? All right.
The Angry Gorilla.
We were looking, well, it's at least worth a try. For whom the bell tolls. All right, back over here to Mesa Ridge. A metropolitan area in North Texas consists of Dallas, Fort Worth, and what other city which is home to Globe Life Field and AT&T Stadium?
Houston.
We were looking for Arlington. All right, Custer County, what office whose holder resides at 3 Sutton Place in Manhattan has been held by Kofi Annan and Ban Ki-moon and is the chief officer of the UN? All right, got an answer?
James Williams.
We're just looking for the office itself. It's the Secretary General. Okay, in May of 2024, what Supreme Court justice blamed his wife for flying an upside-down U.S. flag at his home in 2021?
Brett Kavanaugh.
We were looking for Samuel Alito. Back over here, players explore the fallen kingdom of Hallownest in what 2017 Team Cherry video game in which players fight enemies using sword-like nail?
Hollow Knight.
That is correct. There we go. On the board. What city is home of the Black Diamond National Library, is connected to Malmö, Sweden by the Øresund Bridge, and is the capital of Denmark? All right, anything? We're looking for Copenhagen. What division in the rings of Saturn separates the A ring and the B ring and is named after 17th century Italian astronomer.
Kuiper Belt?
We were looking for Cassini. What element's atoms form the crosslinks created in vulcanization? The bridges formed by cysteine residues in proteins and a yellowish solid.
Potassium.
Element we were looking for is sulfur. What author whose attributed works are cataloged in the Perry Index was supposedly a slave who created The Lion and the Mouse and other fables? You got an answer?
Aesop?
That's correct. Next question. What team whose players include Jalen Suggs and the 2023 NBA Rookie of the Year, Paolo Banchero, plays in the Amway Center in Central Florida? Pick a team, any team.
The Lakers.
We were looking for the Orlando Magic. We just heard the buzzer there, concluding the second round. As it stands here, Custer County with 40, Mesa Ridge still in the ballpark with 30 points. This also means that it's time for our School of Rock quiz code. Viewers, please head to fox21news.com, click on contest, or scan the QR code to enter the code word for a chance to win a gift card from the School of Rock. The code word today is Copenhagen. We still have a couple of more rounds to go. You're watching Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. The lightning round is coming up next. Welcome back. We are halfway through the competition. It is now time for the lightning round. Mesa Ridge has the opportunity to go first and select the topic as well, since they went second in the volleyball round. But before we get started, we have some substitutes for Mesa Ridge. Take an opportunity now to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Devin, and I'm a junior.
My name is Kason, and I'm a senior.
So this is how the lightning round works. They had an opportunity to pick among 4 different categories. So before we do that, we want to lay down the rules here that you have 60 seconds to answer all 10 of the questions. You can always pass to revisit that question if there's still time on the clock. But if you didn't get to those, then something went wrong or something, that means that the other team will have 30 seconds then to answer the same questions and vice versa. So do we understand, teams? Here's the topics that you have a choice to select from. Mesa Ridge, give you the opportunity here, beginning with battles. Name the century in which these battles were fought. Highest points. What mountains is the highest points of these countries? Ohio. Answer the following about Ohio. And lastly, John. Name these people who had or were commonly known by the given name John. Mesa Ridge, what do you think?
Can we take John?
Yes, you can. So once again, topic, name the people who had or were commonly known by the given name John. That's the category, so we're putting 60 seconds on the clock. Once again, you can always pass and revisit that if there's still time on the clock. Guys ready? Beginning now. Second president of the U.S.
Adams.
That is correct. Next question. Tycoon who founded Standard Oil.
Rockefeller.
Correct. Author of The Grapes of Wrath.
Pass.
Husband of Yoko Ono.
Ono? Oh, Lenin.
Correct. American folk hero in Steel Driving Man.
Pass.
Canadian comic actor in Home Alone and Uncle Buck.
Pass.
First U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice.
Marshall.
Incorrect. March composer of the Stars and Stripes Forever.
Pass.
Author of The World According to Garp and The Prayer for Owen Meany.
Pass.
Ornithologist and artist of the Birds of America.
Pass.
Okay, go back to the author of The Grapes of Wrath. All right, time is up, but you still put some points on the board to regain the lead. Mesa Ridge now is 60. Custer County has 40. Custer County, you have an opportunity to answer a few of the questions that Mesa Ridge did not get to. Once again, the category. Name these people who had or were commonly known by the given name John. Make sense? 30 seconds to do so. Ready? Beginning now. Author of The Grapes of Wrath.
Pass.
American folk hero in Steel Driving Man.
Henry?
That is correct. Canadian comic actor in Home Alone and Uncle Buck.
Pass.
The first U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice.
Pass.
March composer of the Stars and Stripes Forever.
John Philip Sousa.
Correct. Author of The World According to Garp and the Prayer of the Owen Meany.
Pass.
And time is up. Last question was ornithologist, artist of the Birds of America. That was Audubon. And the U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Jay, American folk hero and steel driving man, you got correct. And the other question there, that Canadian comic actor, Home Alone, Uncle Buck, John Candy. But we are all tied up right now at 60s apiece. Custer County, though, you have a chance now to answer 10 questions in the lightning round. There's 3 topics to choose from. We have battles, name the century in which these battles were fought, highest points, what mountain is the highest point in these countries, and Ohio. Answer the following about Ohio. What do you guys take?
Battles, please.
Battles it is. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, answer these questions. Once again, name the century in which these battles were fought. 60 seconds beginning now. Midway during World War II.
20th century.
That is correct. Saratoga during the American Revolution.
18th century.
Correct. Gettysburg during the American Civil War.
19th century.
Correct. Fallujah during the Iraq War.
20th century.
That one's incorrect. Hastings, a victory for William the Conqueror.
16th.
That was incorrect. Gaugamela, a victory for Alexander the Great.
13th.
Incorrect. Next one, Marathon, a victory for Athens.
14th.
Next one, no, that's incorrect. Tours, a victory for Charles Martel over the Muslim forces.
19th.
Incorrect. Catalonian Plains, a loss for Attila the Hun.
15th.
Incorrect. Last one. And that concludes it. But you still put some points on the board. You're now in the lead with 90. Mesa Ridge with 60, but you have a chance to answer some of the questions they did not get to. Once again, this is name the century in which these battles were fought. You have 30 seconds. Beginning now. Fallujah during the Iraq War.
The 20th century.
Incorrect. Hastings, a victory for William the Conqueror.
Pass.
Gaugamela, a victory for Alexander the Great.
Pass.
Marathon, a victory for Athens.
Pass.
Tours, a victory of the Charles Martel over Muslim forces.
20th century.
Incorrect. Catalonian Plains, a loss of Attila the Hun.
14th century.
Incorrect. And yeah, those are all tough. The loss of Attila the Hun was the 5th century. Tours was the 8th century. Marathon, 5th century. Gaugamela, the victory for Alexander the Great, 4th century. Hastings, a victory for William the Conqueror, was 11th century. Fallujah, you guys were confused there because that's this century, 21st century. But that concludes the lightning round, nevertheless. Still close ball game here. We got Mesa Ridge with 60, Custer County with 90. Still have plenty of game to be played here. We're going to find out who advances. You're watching Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids, the final round coming back when we come back. Welcome back. It is time now for our final challenge. It is a 3-minute buzz-in round, similar to the first round, but this time around, the correct answers are worth 20 points. Remember, not a conferring round, so when you buzz in, you must answer the questions within 5 seconds. We do have an adjustment for Mesa Ridge. Stefania and Tyler are back into the lineup. So here we go, starting in our final round, beginning now. What artist, whose namesake prize was awarded to Veronica Ryan in 2022 for her work in contemporary British art, painted Rain, Steam, and Speed? We were looking for Turner. Next question. What NFL player who, as a rookie in 2021, broke Chad Johnson's franchise record for receiving yards in a season plays for the Cincinnati Bengals? Stefania.
Joe Burrow.
Right team, wrong player. Do we have an opportunity here for the Bobcats? We were looking for Jamar Chase. Next question. What organization whose leaders like Walter Reuther were assaulted in the Battle of the Overpass represents workers at companies like Ford and GM? We were looking for the United Auto Workers. What alliteratively named space is home to the Resolute Desk, has an exit to the Rose Garden, and is in the West Wing of the White House? Matthew.
The Oval Office.
Oval Office is correct. Next, what endocrine glands affected by Addison's disease produce aldosterone, cortisol, and epinephrine, the last of which is also named for these glands? Cora.
Pituitary?
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. You have a chance here. Mesa Ridge. We were looking for adrenal or adrenal glands. Okay, what TV show used Back Porch as the solution to its final bonus round before Ryan Seacrest replaced his game show's longtime host Pat Sajak? Stefania.
The Price is Right.
That is incorrect. That means Custer County has a chance to answer. We were looking for Wheel of Fortune. Lionel Curtis and Paul Hindmuth were both virtuosos of what string instrument notated on an alto clef? Cora.
Viola?
Viola's correct. The unidentified murderer known as the Zodiac Killer was primarily active in the 1960s in what state, where he killed people in the city of Benicia? We were looking for the Zodiac Killer. California, excuse me. We already said who it was. We're still looking for it, though. What African-American author of Giovanni's Room wrote about John Grimes and his extremely religious stepfather in the novel Go Tell It on the Mountain? Anybody? We were looking for James Baldwin, but we did hear the buzzer. That means that concludes our final round. Mesa Ridge with 80, Custer County with 110. That means the Bobcats are advancing. Congratulations to Custer County Bobcats. Unfortunately for Mesa Ridge, it concludes here, but we really appreciate you guys being here. We really enjoyed having you. I hope you enjoyed yourself as well. And we hope you at home also enjoyed yourself. And you see us back here next week when the competition resumes right here on SoCo CW for Rocky Mountain Quiz Kids. We'll see you then.